Hi, everyone. I'm Coach Carlson, of course. I'm not here tonight because I'm headed to North Platte, Nebraska for a triathlon in the morning. Sorry I couldn't be there, but this is a good way for me to still kind of be there. First of all, I'd like to thank everyone for being here tonight and supporting all the great sports here at Centura. First of all, wrestling is a great sport. It's a sport where you can be little, you can be big, you can have a lot of experience, you can have no experience, and it will change your life. You can be a great athlete and not succeed in wrestling, but yet you can have no athletic bone in your body and be a great wrestler. What makes a young man successful in wrestling is knowing that you have to work hard because there's no easy way out in this sport. All right, let's get on to the letter winners. Freshman letter winners this year. Kyle Bentley, Judson Bonzak, James Adams, Zach Bodie, and Makai Melgoza. All these young men have a great future in the sport of wrestling here at Centura. And they worked really hard and got a lot of good experience. Sophomore letter winners this year are Dustin Sharon, Tyler Gates, Casey Kushak, Isaiah Magana, Nate Rule, and Austin Simmons. A couple of these guys have some experience under their belt, and I really saw a lot of improvement. We had a couple new ones this year that really helped out in key situations. Junior letter winners for this year, Nate Dieterding, Nolan Johnson, and Tyler Spatansky. This group here, we had a couple injuries, but we do also have 2 3-year letter winners, and hopefully next year they can really step up and try to reach their goals. And then for my seniors, we have Zach Bomberger, his 4th year to letter, Gavin Eddy, his 3rd year letter, Peyton McCord, his 4th year letter, and James Price, his 4th year letter. And now we'll move on to the awards that we had for this year. First one was wins. This is pretty important. That's why we compete. With 29 wins that led the team this year was Austin Simmons. And second was James Price with 27 wins. For takedowns, this is a key element in the sport of wrestling. If you have a lot of takedowns, you're generally going to be successful. Also leading the pack was Austin Simmons at 47 takedowns. And Zach Bomberger was second in the team with 41 takedowns. Then we have pins or falls. This is kind of the ultimate in our sport. You know, if you're able to pin somebody and win by fall, that's a great thing, and it earns a lot of team points for your team. Leading that category was Austin Simmons with 24 pins. Gavin Eddy and Kyle Bentley tied for second place with 19 pins. Next was escapes. This is getting out from bottom, and we had a tie for first place with 22. We had Tyler Gates and Casey Kushak. Then for reversals, leading this category was James Price, mainly because Peyton McCord didn't wrestle this year. He had 36 reversals, and then Dustin Sharon was second in the category with 19 reversals. And then we go to near falls. Near fall is when you get points awarded when you put your opponent on your back, but you don't yet get the pin. Leading that category was James Price with 30 near falls. And we had a tie for second place with Zach Bomberger, Dustin Sharon with 20 near falls. The next category I want to talk about is the most important award I give as a Centura head wrestling coach. It's our attendance awards. I coached for 8 years before we had perfect attendance. And since that point, I do equate attendance with success. And this is, like I said, my most important award. For the wrestlers who only missed 1 practice this year, which is still very impressive, was Tyler Gates, Judson Bonzak, Zach Bomberger, Nate Rule, and Dustin Sharon. They all had just missed 1 practice this year, and Zach Bomberger was sick. He's had perfect attendance before, and I think he still wanted to be at practice that day. But it was good for him to get home, get rested, because it was a week or two before districts. And then the one perfect attendance we had this year, which signifies success, is Austin Simmons, state qualifier, and he had perfect attendance. And that's very important in our program. And I think the coaching staff makes this our important goal at the beginning of the year. A couple other awards is the couple that are voted on. First of all, we have the most improved wrestler of the year. That goes to Austin Simmons. Austin went from 7-24 as a freshman to 29 and 22 as a sophomore and a state qualifier. I saw the most improvement overall from year to year from him. And a lot of that was due to his drilling partner, Zach Bomberger, and practice. These two guys, there's no one that works harder in this school at sports than these two young men. The next one is Rookie of the Year. Actually, I split this one this year between Nathan Rule and Casey Kushak. And the reason we did this is because 3 weeks before season started, we didn't have a 106-pound wrestler. And both these young men are in my class, found out they weren't playing basketball, and I thought I'd give them a little talk, and it didn't take much talking. They decided to give it a try. And they were both a vital asset to some of our success. We go down to Southern Valley second week of the year, and we win that tournament. And if neither of those two guys are there, we do not win that tournament. They both medaled at 106 and 113. And they were just a tribute to you can make a difference in this sport, and you don't have to be the greatest at it. And by the time they're done, they're both going to be very good wrestlers. Then we have Hard Worker of the Year. Without a doubt, if anyone knows our program at all, this is Zach Bomberger. He has been a huge asset, and he's been a great kid to have in our program. He's the hardest working kid I've ever probably coached. And it was, very disappointing when he didn't reach his goals at the end of the year. But the way he approached wrestling, he's going to approach college, he's going to approach life with that, and he's going to be a very successful young man. And then our Wrestler of the Year award goes to James Price. James Price has been a very consistent wrestler in our program. He always wrestled 126 fours for 4 years, which is somewhat unusual. But he always was a great kid to have in a program. He was a good leader. And he just really stepped up toward the last couple weeks of the season. He had some down weeks where, we weren't real confident in ourselves. But toward the end of the season, he really came through, ended up being a district champion, state qualifier. And so just to sum up things this year, a couple of highlights for me was the Southern Valley invite early in the season, just because, we had some tough injuries before season started with Heath Hostetler and Peyton McCord going down after a week. And for me as a coach, it was very devastating just because there was no, I can fix this. And so, we really had to focus on other things and focus on getting the team morale back because both those young men are great leaders in our program. And when we went into Southern Valley, we decided to bump Nate Rule up to 113 to try to score points, and that ultimately won us that tournament trophy at Southern Valley. And then on top of that, I think the highlight for me beyond that was, just being around the guys. And we stopped at Pizza Hut in Holdrege, Nebraska, and it was just a great group of young men, behaving themselves, having fun, enjoying each other's company. And I think that's just awesome for me that I don't think we had anyone sign out to go home with their parents, and they just wanted to be a part of the team. And then later on in the year, conference was a really good showing for us. We won some big matches. Gavin Eddy upset a kid in the finals to get third place. That was a really great wrestler. Austin Simmons, Zach Bomberger just really came to wrestle that day. They both got third. It was just a really good day for us. And then obviously at the end of the year when you have state qualifiers, that's always a feeling of success. And the last thing I want to mention is to the seniors. You guys have been awesome. You've treated me with respect. You've worked really hard, and I know, as a coach, you're always disappointed when you see your kids and they don't get the ultimate goals they wanted to reach. But the end result is, as long as you learned something for it, you worked hard for it, life's going to be pretty awesome for you. Stay with it. I'll miss you. You're always welcome in our program. And just know that I hope I gave you all I had. I appreciate you guys, and good luck for the rest of your career. All right, that's all I have. Thank you very much.